It's the summer of 1858, and all of Illinois is buzzing with the news. In the small town of Ottawa, a crowd gathers. Farmers, merchants, families, all here to witness history. Two men take the stage, Stephen Douglas, the powerful senator, and a tall, unknown lawyer named Abraham Lincoln. What begins today isn't just a debate, it's the clash of ideas that'll shape the nation's future. Stephen Douglas was born on April 23, 1813 in Brandon, Vermont. His father was a doctor who died when he was just a baby. His mother raised him alone. Douglas's family was very poor, and as a teenager, he moved to upstate New York, finding work as a cabinet maker. In his adult years, he decided that he would become a lawyer, and so in 1833, he moved to Jacksonville, Illinois, where he studied law and soon passed the bar, becoming a lawyer in the March of 1834. Douglas was a very impressive public speaker, putting on shows with his mastery of logic, rhetoric, his use of sophistry and fallacy to cloud opponents' points, and his direct, vigorous, and unargumented speaking style to shut them down. People liked to listen to him talk. This quickly made him popular in Democratic circles and jump-started his political career. Douglas started his career as a lawyer in Illinois, but quickly got into politics. He served in several important government roles, including Illinois State Attorney from 35 to 37, member of the Illinois House of Representatives from 36 to 37, Register of the U.S. Land Office from 37 to 40, Illinois Secretary of State from 40 to 41, and Judge of the Illinois Supreme Court from 41 to 43. He then served in the U.S. House of Representatives from 43 to 47, and as a U.S. Senator from 47 to 61. As a senator, Douglas became one of the most powerful politicians in America. He was known as a little giant because of his short height but strong personality and excellent debating skills. Stephen Douglas is remembered for his powerful debating skills, his role in shaping U.S. expansion to the West, and his major debates with Abraham Lincoln in 1851. Even though his ideas about popular sovereignty failed to stop the Civil War, they played a big role in forcing Americans to confront the issue of slavery directly. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809 in a small log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky. His family was poor, and he grew up working hard on farms in Kentucky, Indiana, and later Illinois. Lincoln had very little formal education, less than a year in total, but he loved to read and was self-taught by reading whenever he could. Especially enjoyed studying law, history, and the Bible. When he was a young man, he worked many jobs: rail splitter, store clerk, postmaster, and surveyor. His honesty and intelligence made people trust and respect him, earning himself the nickname Honest Abe. Lincoln began his career as a lawyer in Springfield, Illinois. He became well known for being fair, calm, and skilled in court. He started his political career in the Illinois State Legislature, 34 to 42, as a member of the Whig Party, later serving one term in the U.S. House of Representatives from 47 to 49. After returning to his law practice, he re-entered politics in the 1850s because of his opposition to the spread of slavery, especially after the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which Stephen Douglas helped to create. He gained national attention through his diverse and highly impressive vocabulary in the 1858 Lincoln-Douglas debates, where he argued that slavery was morally wrong, even though he did not call for its immediate end everywhere. In 1860, he was elected the 16th President of the United States. As president, he led the nation through civil war and worked to end slavery with the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863, and by supporting the 13th Amendment, which made slavery illegal. He was assassinated April 1865, shortly after the war ended. Abraham Lincoln is remembered as one of America's greatest presidents. He helped preserve the Union and proved that democracy could not survive even in the hardest times. His speeches, such as the Gettysburg Address and his second inaugural address, are still studied today for their powerful messages about freedom, equality, and unity. The Lincoln-Douglas debate started in 1858 when Abraham Lincoln ran against Senator Stephen A. Douglas for the U.S. Senate seat in Illinois. Both men had known each other from earlier political work, but this was their first real face-off. Lincoln challenged Douglas to public debates, and Douglas agreed. They met to discuss their views in front of large crowds all over Illinois. The main topic of the debate was slavery, especially whether it should spread into new U.S. territories. Lincoln believed slavery was wrong and should not expand. Douglas thought that each territory should vote and decide for itself, a position called popular sovereignty. They also talked about the Dred Scott Supreme Court cases, states' rights, and the future of the United States. There were 7 debates in total. They happened in different Illinois towns: Ottawa, Freeport, Jonesboro, Charleston, Galesburg, Quincy, and Alton. The debates took place between August and October 1858. Each event lasted about 3 hours, with thousands of people attending. Some crowds were even as large as 15,000. The audience was excited, often cheering, booing, and reacting loudly to each speaker. Newspapers printed the full debates, so people all over the country followed along. It was truly a show. At that time, the U.S. was deeply divided. Some states supported slavery, while others wanted to stop it. The country was arguing over how new states would join, slave or free. The Supreme Court had also ruled that black people couldn't be citizens, which made things worse. These debates happened during a time of growing tension that would soon lead to civil war. The debates made a big impact. Douglas won the Senate seat, but he lost support from Southern Democrats because of some of the things that he'd said, especially in the Freeport Doctrine. Lincoln lost the election, but he became famous across the country for speaking clearly against slavery. 2 years later, he became the Republican candidate for president and won in 1860. The debates helped shape American politics and push the country closer to facing the real issue: slavery.